United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken arriving in Israel Tuesday morning for the start of his Middle East tour, bent on solidifying the truce between Israel and Hamas and shoring up support for a two-state negotiation. Landing in Ben Gurion Airport, United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken becoming the highest-ranking U.S. official to visit the region since President Biden began his term in January. And his docket is full. Blinken set to meet both with Israeli and Palestinian Authority officials, including Prime Minister Netanyahu, Defense Minister Gantz, and both Israeli and PA Presidents Rivlin and Abbas. The primary topic, buttressing the ceasefire with Hamas and setting the stage for future two-state negotiations in the wake of the 11-day-long conflict that ended last week.
President Biden asked me to come here today really for four reasons. First, to demonstrate the commitment of the United States to Israel's security, to start to work toward greater stability and reduce tensions in the West Bank and Jerusalem, to support urgent humanitarian and reconstruction assistance for Gaza to benefit the Palestinian people, and to continue to rebuild our relationship with the Palestinian people and the Palestinian Authority. Intense behind-the-scenes diplomacy led by President Biden, working very closely with the Prime Minister, helped produce last week's ceasefire. Now we believe we must build on it. That starts with the recognition that losses on both sides were profound. Casualties are often reduced to numbers, but behind every number is an individual human being, a daughter, a son, a father, a mother, a grandparent, a best friend.
In line with Israeli efforts to sideline Hamas terrorists and prop up the Palestinian Authority, though, the United States will reportedly work to circumnavigate the Gaza-based Hamas. The White House earlier confirming about as much.
There's a recognition we need to continue to discuss and have conversations with our key partners in the region who played an instrumental role in getting to the point we reached last Thursday, and also to discuss the path forward on rebuilding Gaza. And as you noted, Mike, we know that won't be easy, in part because we want to prevent funding from going to Hamas. We obviously don't communicate directly with Hamas, given they're a terrorist organization. A number of countries in the region do. And so the Secretary's trip over the next couple of days will be focused on those objectives.
We know that to prevent a return to violence, we have to use the space created to address a larger set of underlying issues and challenges. And that begins with tackling the grave humanitarian situation in Gaza and starting to rebuild. We'll work with our partners, closely with all, to ensure that Hamas does not benefit from the reconstruction assistance.
While taking advice from Washington seriously, however, Israeli leadership holding strong to vows to respond harshly to Hamas's aggressions going forwards. Defense Minister Gantz already starting his plan to isolate Hamas as well by seizing 5 shipments on the way to Gaza containing large quantities of chemicals and hundreds of thousands of dollars in smuggled gold. Gantz explaining that while the products could be of both civilian and military use, Hamas will undoubtedly take control of the contraband. Likewise, acts preempting Iranian aggression also on the table. Prime Minister Netanyahu hinting at a unilateral action if need arises.
We discussed many regional issues, but none is greater than Iran. And I can tell you that I hope that the United States will not go back to the old JCPOA, because we believe that that deal paves the way for Iran to have an arsenal of nuclear weapons with international legitimacy. We also iterated that whatever happens, Israel will always reserve the right to defend itself against a regime committed to our destruction, committed to getting the weapons of mass destruction for that end.